Um, I have no idea how I'm going to review this movie, but I'm going to try. So here we go. Her Private Hell was directed by Nicolas Refn. It is an art film that stars Sophie Thatcher as Elle, and here is where I will just read the Google plot description. A troubled young woman searches for her father as a mysterious mist engulfs a futuristic metropolis, unleashing a deadly and elusive entity. Her quest collides with an American GI who's on a harrowing odyssey to rescue his daughter from hell. This picture is basically nothing like the Google description gives. Don't worry, I will try and explain it as best as I can throughout the review. But I will say that if you had a hard time with films like The Bride from earlier this year and felt it was too artsy and uninviting, then Her Private Hell will probably not do it for you much either. It is even less inviting than that film is. We have something here that is for the art house fans and fans of Refn as an artist, a guy who values style over substance in his pictures, which he himself has admitted. If you have been following my channel for a bit, first thank you. But you also know that I think that one of the most misunderstood films of recent years is Megalopolis, which I absolutely love. I also think another divisive film that I love is Sucker Punch. These are pictures that swing for the fences with self-indulgence, abstract storytelling, and cater to a very specific group of people. And we have another one here, and just like those films, I think I love it in spite of itself. I'll talk about the physical look in a moment, which is what makes the film, but the reason the narrative works for me as well is for one reason and one reason only: Sophie Thatcher. Her presence, aura, demeanor, and willingness to take chances is unlike many actresses I have seen in a number of years. I loved her in Heretic. I thought she was next level in Companion, which made my top 10 films of 2025. And here in Her Private Hell, she centers the film with her inward performance so flawlessly, I was able to remain in her head as the mess around her keeps presenting itself. I believe that every character in this film except Thatcher's dad and stepmom are manifestations of her subconscious, enacting parts of herself that she keeps mostly reserved. The stepmother is played wonderfully by Havana Rose Liu, who was the best thing in Tuner from earlier this year. They are only a few years apart in age, so when you have a character who seems to have a long and complicated relationship with her father, coupled with him being into women 20 years or so younger than him, the relationship between the two ladies is going to be volatile to say the least. The funny thing is, though, is the film implies that they have long past together and have a ton of sexual aggression with each other. One of the things I think that Refn is going for in this film is repression. There is so much repressed eroticism here, but it is presented in an inward way based on how the characters all look at each other, especially the daughter and the stepmother. The father goes away on a trip early in the film, and there's also a third person who tags along with our two leading ladies. This character is really oblivious to the odd behaviors happening in the world. There is a ton of esotericism around this strange mist that is enveloping the lower areas of this unknown metropolis, which I think ties into someone called the Leatherman, who is a serial killer. Sophie Thatcher's character and the other ladies are mostly in a skyscraper high above the city, so they only see the mist-filled world from a bird's eye view. This leads me to the other main performer in the film, an American GI, who lives in the lower depths that are enveloped by this mist. He is in search of his missing daughter. He goes to this one place run by two Asian women multiple times in the film, sees women apparently being tortured or abducted, and then proceeds to beat the tea-tard-loving shit out of these people. Then it is repeated apparently the next night, with everyone's wounds from the night before still present. At first, the plots of Thatcher's character and the GI seem unrelated, but I see it completely differently. And the reason is, every time this man is on his adventure to find his daughter, we get cuts of Thatcher either dreaming, staring up into space, or seemingly living some kind of mental flashback. Without delving too much into spoilers, I believe that this plays into the themes of duality that are all over this film, and go with my theory that every character in this picture except the parents are a representation of the main character or her psyche. Now, are these sequences a dream, a power fantasy? I don't know, but on an initial viewing, I see it as an embodiment of some sorts. Everything we are seeing is happening in this dark and twisted world. I'm just not sure how it is all connected yet, but this is after only one viewing. One thing I think that backs up my claim is this GI and Sophie Thatcher's character never are in the same shot together, even during a sequence late in the film when they are in the same physical space. I may be grasping at straws here, and maybe Refn is just trolling us, but I was able to vibe with this strange world like I was in a fever dream for 2 hours. I was just completely hypnotized by this picture. On a technical level, there is no film released this year I find to be more visually striking. The colors in this film are blended perfectly, they mesh impeccably with all of the characters. When we are in the skyscraper sections, there's a ton of Giallo homages going on, and when we're down in the lower parts of the city, it becomes a straight up neo-noir or a David Lynch style film. The fight scenes and the violent scenes are done in an artful way like giallo films are. The music is straight up next level. If nothing else, this film is dazzling just to look at and listen to. Now, of course, this film is not for everyone. In fact, I would say this is for a small group of cinema lovers. Is this film self-indulgent? Yes. Is it incoherent? Yes. Is it frustrating on a narrowed progression level? Absolutely yes. But somehow it got its hooks into me in spite of itself. On this initial viewing, I say that the reasons for that are the strong visual look and the performance of Sophie Thatcher. It's like she grabbed me by the hand and told me in a lullaby way that it was okay to follow her on this Alice in Wonderland style journey. And I trusted her, and she did not disappoint me. I don't know how I can recommend this movie except to say that if you are a fan of Refn's other works such as Only God Forgives with Ryan Gosling, then you will likely find enjoyment out of this film. I can't recommend this to a general audience as it is so uninviting, it doesn't give a shit that you are observing it, and I think that's one of the reasons I love it. The fact that I am so forbidden from unlocking the door to this weird and strange world entices me more to make me want to peek around the corners more and more, hoping to catch a glimpse of what kind of weird world is happening behind the curtain. So I don't know if many people will like this film, but I sure did. And I honestly think this is probably maybe going to be one of the best films of the year for me. Now, how do I rate it? I mean, I loved it, but I understand its flaws and acknowledge them as well. So how about I just say I give Her Private Hell 3.5 stars. I'm pretty sure on rewatches, that rating will go up to a 4-star. But on an initial viewing, like with Megalopolis, it's a film I can't stop thinking about and can't wait to dissect it more and more as the years progress. So if any of this sounds intriguing to you, or you just like strange, fucked up art films, then check it out. I personally loved it. And that is my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Here's links to my other videos. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.